So starting with Model RealTime, here is an overview what we have done in this sprint. We have worked on supporting no except. This means that you now can declare operations as being non-throwing by means of the no except specifier that is available in C++11 and later. We also added support for C++23 in the code standard preference, and we have improved the table or the list in the TC editor that shows the source element. So previously it was a plain list, now it's instead a table so that you can sort, for example, on the columns, and that makes it easier to manage if you have lots of TCs as your source elements. We are in the model debugger the send event dialog, so that now you can see the data type that each event expects. And there is also some help written here to further simplify how you can know how to write the data values that you want to pass with the events. Then we have extended our Clang tidy support for code compliance to now handle this check called misuse anonymous namespace. This means that you now can have the no-lint suppression generated for all static non-member functions that are generated. And this can reduce the number of warnings quite a lot in the generated code. We also now support another primitive type, long double. It was already available in the UI, but there was no support in the target runtime system and in the code generator, but that has now been implemented. And as part of this, we also have changed a small change in how we are encoding the names of these primitive types that contain a space character, because it turned out that having a space there in the encoding was a bit problematic due to the way how we use basically space to separate the type name from the value. So then we decided to instead use underscore. So if your application may be unlikely, but if you have some dependency on how we encode these type names, then you have to now adjust to be prepared for an underscore instead of a space. Then we've worked a lot on improving the support for art files and the code real-time integration. So I think you saw a first glimpse of that feature already in last sprint, but in this release we have now improved the coverage of the art language significantly. So for example, you can now have a UML real-time protocol that inherits from a protocol you have defined in art. You can send events. Previously, we only supported primitive types. Now you can have any user-defined type that you have defined in code real-time and use that from model real-time when you send an event. And we also support that you create capsules in code real-time and then use those capsules as the type of capsule part in UML real-time, and you can then connect its port to ports of your real-time model in UML. We also improved so that it's no longer necessary to manually build the library in code real-time. So if necessary, the model compiler will now automatically invoke the art compiler as part of the build. And thanks to all these improvements, we have now decided to make this feature non-experimental. We also start to work on a utility that can help you to export parts of your models to art files. This is called the art exporter, and it's available as a separate utility. So in this first version, it focuses only on supporting types, but later on this will evolve into being able to export a full model real-time model to art files.